Beijing's Forbidden City was pretty cool, and the Great Wall of China was breathtaking. But soon it came time for me to board yet another train, this time going from Beijing to Lhasa, Tibet. The scenery was beautiful, and I was in another 3-tier hard sleeper. This would be my home for the next 48 hours, and I would be sharing this home with my newest travel companions, Esther and Selma from the Netherlands. Night and day we continued along those tracks, and I was a little freaked out by all these Chinese military trucks. At 45 hours, 3 hours ahead of schedule, our train pulled into the station.
We've arrived in Lhasa!
We went through security and then waited outside for our guide, Sonam. To travel through most of Tibet, you must have a guide with you at all times, and we at this point had no idea how fantastic of a guide Sonam would be. He welcomed us with a traditional greeting by placing a white scarf around our necks. The great Tibetan adventure had officially begun. We drove to our hotel and then got some dinner. I had momos.
My first Tibetan meal.
They were yak meat momos, and they were awesome.
Yak meat. And stew.
Wait, yak meat.
Yak meat.
After a good night's sleep, we arose the next morning and enjoyed breakfast with this spectacular view. Our very first stop of the day would be the magnificent Patola Palace. Constructed in 1645 by the 5th Dalai Lama, this would be the main residence of all following Dalai Lamas, until 1959, when the 14th and current Dalai Lama had to escape the threats of the Chinese government and went into exile in Dharamsala, India. Lhasa is located at over 3,000 meters above sea level, which made walking up the many stairs of the Patola a challenge.
The air is thin, and it is hard to walk. We are out of breath.
I'm not. I'm fine.
Oh, we are out of breath.
The main door was stunning, and we got our first taste of the beautifully rich colors we would see throughout Tibet. I had never seen artistry like this. This is the main courtyard where the Dalai Lama would give speeches from this balcony high above. This, however, was where I had to stop filming.
We weren't allowed to take photos or videos inside the Patola Palace, but it was absolutely breathtaking. I've seen a lot of temples and nothing has compared to this. It's right up there with Angkor Wat in Siem Reap. And what made it even more authentic and cool is that you're surrounded by pilgrims that have come to pray, and I just don't even know.
From Patola, we made our way to a shop where we got to see how rugs are made. This lady will make this rug all on her own, and it will take her a few months. In order to heat the stoves, they use yak dung, and these are the colors that they use to dye the yarn, which makes the rugs. Then we got to see the finished product. They were way out of my price range, so I would not be taking a rug home. After spotting some monks, we made our way over to the Jokong Temple, the most holy temple in all of Tibet. Jokong, which means House of Buddha, is believed to have been constructed during the 7th century and covers an area of over 25,000 square meters. Once again, the colors were mesmerizing and brought a smile to my face. In this tomb is the body of one of the previous Dalai Lamas. I could hear some singing from the roof of the temple, and when I went upstairs, I was happy with what I found. What you see here is the fixing of the roof. They use the poles in their hand and walk around many times, compounding the mud below them so that the roof will not leak.
They sing so it's not boring.
Once outside the temple again, I could see the workers above, and down below were the pilgrims praying to the temple. For some reason, this struck me as one of the most beautiful acts of prayer I have ever witnessed. They might do this action of standing up and sliding back down thousands of times. Some pilgrims even use this act of prayer to make the entire journey from their home to this temple. Unbelievable. Slowly but surely, night replaced day in Lhasa's main market, Barkor Square. Boy, did we have a fantastic day. Next time on Backpack with Brock, we take a stroll through the summer palace, which was the summer residency of the Dalai Lama. We enjoy some sweet masala tea and watch monks debating in the courtyard.